So I did something a little crazy. I bought 20 kitchen scales and spent a few weeks testing them to find the absolute best one for sourdough baking. And honestly, I'm a little shocked at what I found. The winner cost just $20 and absolutely destroys the scales that cost 3 times as much. I'm Rebecca, also known as That Sourdough Gal, and if you've ever wondered whether you actually need a kitchen scale or which ones to buy, this video is hopefully going to save you a lot of money and frustration. By the way, none of this is sponsored, none of these scales were sent to me, and all opinions are completely my own and not influenced by any outside factors. In fact, the winning scale turned out to be the lowest commission out of any here, so please rest assured that you really can trust my evaluation here. I used to be one of those people who rolled my eyes when I saw recipes in grams, like just give me 2 cups of flour, not 240 grams. But here's the thing, if you measure 1 cup of flour 3 different ways, you'll get 3 totally different amounts of flour. And with sourdough, this stuff matters. 10 to 20 grams of water difference can completely change your crumb structure. When you're troubleshooting a recipe, you need to know it's not your measurements causing the issue. So after years of using my trusty OXO scale, which I love, it's expensive, and cleaning flour out of these crevices right here can be a pain. So I started wondering, what if there's something even better out there and I just don't know it exists? So I arguably went a little overboard and bought 20 different scales ranging from $9 to $60, and I tested the heck out of them. First up is accuracy. I bought these M1 class calibration weights because I wanted to know if these scales could measure what they claimed to measure. This little guy is 1 gram. Guess how many of the 20 scales could read it? 3, just 3. And this matters because if you're measuring salt for your sourdough, you want precision. The KitchenAid one and the Uni one technically have tiny platforms that can read 1 gram, but here's the problem with each. The larger scale on the KitchenAid is not as accurate, and the small scale on the Uni has a weight capacity limit on the lower scale that can't even handle a simple bowl on top, so what's the point? Then I tested larger weights, 5, 20, 50, and 100 grams, and most scales did just fine here, but some of them, not so much. The Zwilling, that KitchenAid one, and the Ultrian were consistently a couple grams off on all of these weights. It's not the biggest deal breaker in the world, but if we can get a scale that's totally accurate for the same price or maybe even less, why wouldn't we do it? Quick interjection, the first time I did my testing with the Zwilling, it was off by about 2 grams, 1 to 2, sometimes even 3 grams on these larger ones, but today, it's for the most part accurate on them. So I don't know if that's an inconsistency with the scale or it's just working today, I don't know, but the Zwilling, potentially more accurate than I originally thought. Interjection. Next is speed, and this can make or break a scale for me and a lot of other bakers. If I pour water on the Nutrimil scale, by the time it catches up, I've already overpoured. For the OXO scale, it's instant. Real-time updates, no lag, no guessing, no having to pour water back out of your bowl. It's amazing. The Atexity was so bad, so slow, that I consistently overmeasured every single ingredient. Same thing with that Nutrimil scale. Another important factor is, can you actually see the display when you're using a large mixing bowl? This is my stand mixer bowl, one of them anyway. It's one of the biggest bowls I have. The OXO here has this genius pull-out display where you can still read the measurements with the big bowl, but the Atogu scale takes it even further because the display is completely wireless, so it can handle any size bowl, and you'll always be able to see it because they're separate. The other scales that work really well with big bowls or even dough bins if you're a micro baker include the Rujitsu, the My Way, and the large Nutrimil. The My Way would definitely be my top pick in this category. I think it's really great choice for micro bakers. The only downside is just how large it is. I don't want to store something this big if I don't have to, but it's well built and has a lot of other good things going for it despite its higher price tag. Okay, auto shut off. This sounds like a good feature. It saves battery life, but in reality, it's the most annoying thing ever. You're making bread. You run out of flour, you go to the pantry to get a new bag, and when you come back, your scale has turned off and you've lost all your measurements. Ugh, it's so annoying. The Taylor, that KitchenAid, and the Nutrimil scale shut off after just 1 minute. The OXO never fully shuts off. The backlight just dims after 5 minutes, but it keeps your measurements visible. And the Otogo here lets you choose 2, 4, 6, or 10 minutes. And then the MyWay scale has the option to turn that auto shut off feature off. For weight capacity, with home bakers, 11 pounds is plenty, but if you're making multiple loaves or micro bakers out there, you're probably gonna need more. I was excited about this smaller OXO scale because it has all the features I love, but for a lower price point, but it cannot even handle a double batch of dough. The scale maxes out, which is so disappointing. So that's the worst one when it comes to weight. The highest capacity is 66 pounds from Rujitsu. Though this scale has a lot of drawbacks to it for me, so I don't really recommend this one. But the others that can handle up to 33 pounds include Nutrimil, VitaFit, Broad & Taylor, and Otogo. Last up is cleaning, because sourdough baking gets messy and flour kind of gets everywhere. I love my OXO scale, but it constantly gets flour stuck in these crevices around the pull-out display, which is very annoying to clean. Compare that to something like the Zwilling scale, which is a completely flat glass surface. It wipes clean in 2 seconds, so that's definitely something to consider if it's really important to you. All right, after all that testing, here are my winners. I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but a $20 scale is my top pick. This one from Otogo should not be this good for the price, but here we are. It's got this wireless display that works with any size bowl or container. It's also magnetic on the back, so you can stick this display on your stove, on the side of your fridge, anywhere that has a magnetic area. It accurately measures down to 1 gram. It has a 33-pound weight capacity, lightning fast readings, and you can adjust the auto shut-off time. The only downside is there's 2 pieces to store, so they might get lost, and the brand name here is not well known, but performance-wise, I found that so far it's incredible. For $10, this one from VitaFit is very impressive. Fast readings, 33-pound weight capacity, which is crazy for this price, and it's super compact. Trade-offs are it cannot measure below 2 grams, and it shuts off after 2 minutes. But for basic sourdough baking on a budget, I think it's fantastic. I was actually debating this VitaFit versus the Amazon Basics scale because they're basically the same price, and I know how beloved this Amazon scale is with a lot of bakers in the sourdough community. But ultimately, it came down to weight capacity. This Amazon one is 11 pounds, where VitaFit is 33, and the VitaFit is a lot faster on the display. It's not like the Amazon one is super slow, but it just lags a little bit more than the VitaFit. I've been using the OXO for years. There's a reason people are obsessed with it. Lightning fast readings, this awesome pull-out display, and it basically never shuts off. I also think it's really well built, and I'm not worried about it breaking or needing to replace it anytime soon. Not sure I can say the same for some of the other scales here because of how lightweight and flimsy and like plasticky they feel. Yes, this one is harder to clean, and yes, it's on the pricey side, but the user loyalty for this thing is through the roof, and it's for good reason. If you want premium performance and you don't mind paying a little bit more for it, I think this is the best one, and it's probably still the one that I'm going to reach for the most. Now, what should you avoid? A few scales were just terrible. The Nutrimil, painfully slow readings that make measuring accurately almost impossible. The Atexity Smart Scale was viral on TikTok for a while, but it's awful. It's really slow, inaccurate, just frustrating. And the Ultrian scale cannot even read 5 grams accurately, so at that point, what's the point? The thing that surprised me the most, the price does not equal performance with these. Some of the most expensive scales I tested were complete disasters, while some of the cheapest ones were fantastic. So here's my advice. If you're new to sourdough, start with the VitaFit. You'll immediately understand why weighing ingredients is so much better than measuring cups. If you're a regular sourdough baker, I suggest this Otogo scale. It gives you room to grow without breaking the bank on your initial purchase. And if you don't mind paying a little bit more, the OXO is excellent despite its minor flaws. Whatever you choose, the switch to weighing your ingredients will transform your sourdough baking. Consistent measurements mean consistent results, easier to troubleshoot issues, and the confidence to experiment. I have all the detailed testing results and links to all of these scales in the blog post. Link will be in the description below, and I'm so curious, which scale do you have and what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Do not forget to like and follow my YouTube page here. If this helped you out, that would mean the world to me to do that. I'll see you in the next video. Happy baking!